Hello, guys. Welcome to the Amon podcast. I'm Corsti and my friend here, Joshua. Both from Chicago. We love talking about football. I'm a huge Broncos fan, so kind of delusional sometimes about it, but how I am. Anyways, Josh, you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, of course. And I'm a master's student from Rutgers studying biomedical engineering. My favorite team is the Bears. So, yes, I am a local fan. I I know it's been rough. It's been rough the past couple of years, guys, but we got the number one pick. We have a quarterback. We still have some interesting pieces, like Eddie Jackson, Khalil Herbert. I'm so a fan of Darnell Mooney. So I think there's a lot to like. But as you can tell, Corson and I, we grew up together. We're actually close neighbors. We knew each other from elementary school up to high school. And we grew up talking football together, American football. And that's that's how we made our conversations flow. And we just that was just the common ground we had. Um, so what we envisioned this podcast will be largely sports centric. So we'll start with football, but of course, then we'll delve into how we want this podcast to flow and what it's about exactly.
Yeah, and so obviously both of us are pretty knowledgeable about football, and so a lot of our topics will be football related, but we also have a lot of interest about other sports like basketball, hockey, soccer. Just don't know as much as on football, so we do want to still cover those sports and learn a little bit more about that. But also, big part of sports is the data, the stats that we see on the scoreboards and everything. But also a big part of it is just kind of seeing how the players play on the field and kind of differentiating the stats versus in-game tape. And from that, we kind of want to talk about under the radar players, maybe potential hot takes we have about different sports and whatnot. And it's kind of just the general gist of what you might see and how the podcast will evolve.
Yeah, and just to touch up on a little bit, like the other sports, like we do pick up exciting pieces from it. I know last night I was so excited to see Damian Lillard just pop off for 71 points. He's my favorite player in the NBA for a while now, and um, having his shoes, following him like outside of the NBA, like how he is as a person, and then seeing his performances, like they really inspire me personally. So there is stuff from other sports we can take. Like there's two different cases in hockey, which I found interesting, like the Dallas Stars and the Blackhawks game that was played a week ago. That part was interesting on how it turned out with the goal ruled not a goal, and also the New York Rangers game where a player spit on another dude. I found that like wild, absolutely wild. And then as well as like the baseball player in the batter's box for too long and how those baseball shifts and rules will change the sport. Like I think there's interesting topics we can talk about into sports other than American football as well. So um, the podcast will evolve. We won't just talk about football and make this about um, just reliving that childhood again. But we we will start with recording episodes with football, like with the upcoming draft, like what we expect in free agency, coaching changes, um, and then who we consider the elite players in the league. But we will expand to those other sports I talked about. And I think the most important thing to get out of this is, yeah, stats tell the whole story, and then also film tells the whole story sometimes. Like college film can tell what a player would be or what his potential can be, but we will try to expand on like detailed perspectives on like what the player's technique is, like how does he win against other players, and then we really want to delve into those unique takes because we think will help separate us from like just being stat centric in this podcast. So there's a lot to look forward to. We have a ton of fun stuff for you guys to look forward to the next coming episodes. I know we've recorded a cheese portion on who we think is going to be the next best weapon outside of Kelsey and Pacheco. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the free agency news as they come up.
Yeah, and so I mean that's just kind of overall gist of everything. We're really excited to do this. We're excited to kind of see what you guys have to say about the podcast as well. Kind of see if you have different opinions from us, which I'm sure everyone will probably have, with me being a delusional Broncos fan. But we'll see you next time.